Yes guys, we're back. This is another video breakdown. This is from my track Grounded featuring Waylon Mackenzie, Penny Moore and Careless. Yeah, I hope you fuck with the series though, because obviously we're doing it and obviously we're trying to get into a bit more. So we got bare new ones lined up. This one I mentioned in the first episode. I said it's coming. It's finally here now. The Grounded video breakdown. Let's get into it. I'm AyChibs, your host. The mostest. So first things first here, the concept. It's mad because my concept for this was like a thought I had, which was how you dance when you're alone is like how you really express yourself. How I aim to do that was to use silhouettes to kind of show like you can't really tell who it is, so it's like kind of anonymous. It's like you can really be free because no one can judge you. That was the idea. Wavy, interesting.
Very cool, very different.
So how I approached it was that because we have 3 different artists on the song along with myself, I wanted to like show everyone's kind of parts separately and how they have their own setup. So that's why everyone in the video has a different color, maybe different effects, like they have different parts in the song. I'm also in each person's bit as well to kind of guide everyone through it, you know. And I think it worked out well, you know. We had Waylon skank, we had PR, Penny Moore skank, we had Careless skanking as well. Wavy, I'll just skim through the treatments. You kind of see how I like kind of put it together. Because it's for my own song, I didn't want to overdo it because I wasn't trying to sell the treatment to anyone. It was just trying to like get my ideas on paper so that everyone can kind of understand what I was going for. But more time, if you're doing a treatment, make sure it's more detailed than this because you need to sell the idea. Yeah, so the main thing for this was the set design. I hollered my homie Holly Rowland, she's a sick set designer. We kind of like worked together to kind of figure out how we're gonna put the set together. I initially wanted it to be like a box, like a Lightroom box, but that would have been too difficult and too expensive. So we settled for projection with a shark tooth gauze, something like that, you gotta ask her, which basically is a sheet that captures light, and we projected onto that and had dancers behind it to kind of give the silhouette vibes. And that's why the video looks kind of weird, like you can kind of see like the light and the graphics and shit like on the people, but like behind them as well. It's kind of weird. Let me show you an example of the motion graphics because I kind of prepared that to like be projected throughout. Goddamn. So this is what was being projected throughout the video. Just simple, you know, ambient stuff, wavy stuff, you know. I just found like a cool graphic online. I did different parts as well. So like I meshed it with like different music videos and different graphics on top just to give it some extra texture. And I made it all flashy in the edit. So that's how I prepped for the shoot. That was all the pre-production. Also like carefully like curating the styling and that as well. I had a hand in that as well to kind of like show everyone's personalities as well. The 2 references I had for the video was Drake Hotline Bling. That was in terms of like colored lighting and dancing throughout. And then there's a sick video I saw called Love Invaders by Fatima Yamaha. I want to show you because it's so sick. Very different, very cool, very swag. I fucked with it. Video's hard, and those were the kind of 2 that kind of gave me like the visual references for this video. Yeah, the bad man. Oh! Alright. Yes. So this is like the edit. It looks more complicated than it is, yeah. I'll tell you that now, yeah. Every track I dedicated to a different person's section. That's it really. That's why there's like 5 tracks because I had AyChibs 1, AyChibs 2, AyChibs 3, for my different outfits. Penny 1, Waylon 1, Careless 1. Something like that, but it's not complicated at all. I just did that to organize my editing process so I don't get confused of which clip is where and da. When I approached, I don't wanted man them skank the whole thing, but I had to incorporate like the actual performance shots as well and the different effects. Like I use like this kind of like line animating for like transitions and stuff like that. But overall, the edit process, it was just cutting and chopping and just making it look cool. I didn't do anything crazy. Like I don't even know what to tell you. It's just it was all in the production. I think maybe the hardest thing for me was just to keep the edit exciting and you don't get bored. Fair enough, we're skanking, it's funny to watch, but like to capture people's attention and that you have to have fast cuts. Like I had to sacrifice so many shots that I thought were lit because the movement of the shot or what's going on in the shot didn't really match like maybe the shot before, the shot after, which is kind of the stuff you got to kind of consider when editing is like how the clips fit with the clips around it and stuff like that. I think that was probably the hardest part whilst editing. It's just getting the pacing right and the energy right, keeping it upbeat throughout, knowing when to like kind of slow the vibe down to match the song, all of that kind of stuff. But it was fun. It didn't take me that long. It took like a couple days to edit. I think there was like 5 versions altogether. I think if there's anything that you think I should explain or you maybe want me to just clarify in the edit, maybe just hit me up. or just leave a comment and I'll just reply and I'll just let you know, innit? Because what's not that deep to me might be mad to you, innit? So let me know on that. But yeah, moving on. On the actual day of shooting, it was quite difficult to like kind of manage everything because it was a long day, but it was very limited because we had 8 hours. There was a lot of stuff we hadn't done before in terms of like lighting, the lighting setup and the projection. Getting all of that right took maybe half the shoot day. Then we had the other half of the shoot day to actually shoot. When I planned the whole day, it wasn't supposed to be like that. It was very difficult to get everyone on board and like, you know what I mean, manage everything, because maybe certain artists aren't as free as like others in terms of dancing and that. So how do we get the most out of your artist on the day? It's just really to make them feel comfortable, I would say. For example, Pennywood doesn't really show her face in it, so I think the concept worked perfectly for her. But in terms of getting her moving and that, we had to jump in the shots with her, gas her up, had bare Maggie and bare Heady on deck, like just to loosen everyone up and that. And I think that kind of helped the day move smoother. So if I was to give you a tip, like if you haven't tried something before, do a test shoot, because it will save you time. It might cost money, but it will save you time. Like if we had just maybe asked the venue for like a day before to maybe even just bring in equipment, do you know what I mean? Or like if we've spent more time or scheduled more time for setting up the shoot and making sure that we test out things that we ain't done before, that would have saved us like more energy throughout the day, because it was kind of stressful when people started turning up and we hadn't even finished setting up certain parts. So I think, yeah, always factor that in when you're scheduling a shoot. My favourite part of the process and everything was when we was actually shooting. I think it was so fun to just be free, which was the aim for the video. Just skanking, just letting loose, just taps, dance moves. I was thinking, what are these like doing? Even stuff that I missed, I was seeing it when I was editing. I was like, these men are mad. Like, it just added to the whole vibe of the video. I fucked with it. It was lit. Definitely my favourite part. Shout out my team for like, obviously I was directing, I was also the artist, so it was hard for me to balance both, but I let my team know and they kind of covered for me and held it down when I was not 100% on one thing, so that helped a lot. And yeah, overall sick, man. That's probably my favourite shoot this year, my favourite song this year, best song ever made. Go stream that up, go watch the video and it grounded in that. It's on this channel as well. Come on, they are, you know. We're gonna have more episodes soon, I promise you. We're gonna have more special guests soon as well, I promise you. Just leave a comment, leave a like, leave a subscribe. I'll catch you in the next video, you get me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ow!
Man, he slapped his load again.
Fam, it just, it scrapes like all the way up. Just wanted some bad man juice. Okay.